Okay, so for my informative speech, no surprise, I picked the topic of training manager. The general goal for that will be to inform my audience about the training manager career field. The specific goal would be to inform the audience about the 7 core responsibilities of being a training manager that is outlined here by the Training Institute. And then in addition to that, to inform them about what kind of money they can expect to make, what kind of requirements, certifications, and qualifications they would need to become a training manager. And then most importantly, about the impact that they would have on other people's lives in a positive way by becoming a training manager and approaching that field from a biblical worldview. The reason I chose to become a training manager is because I love to train and I love to develop people. Biblically, training and developing people is a God-honoring act of stewardship, I think discipleship, and then also service. It reflects Christ's model of equipping others, preparing them for their purpose, building them out to contribute meaningfully, and whether that's in ministry, whether that's in family, or whether that's in the workplace. This speech, I think, can directly benefit the audience with the knowledge that true training leads to transformation and to maturity, with the experience that, or the expectation rather, that trainees will one day reflect their trainers. My second speech, my persuasive speech, is going to be on the topic of divorce in America. The general goal for that would be to shed some light on the problem, and then the specific goal would be to persuade my audience that the growing divorce crisis in America is not only a crisis issue, but then also a spiritual one as well. And then applying a biblical worldview could offer a redemptive path towards healing and maybe even restoration for families and society. My thesis for that is going to be divorce is a deeply rooted special or social problem in America that damages families, it damages communities, and embracing a biblical worldview centered on covenant, forgiveness, and restoration, individuals and society can pursue lasting solutions that reflect God's redemptive plan for marriage. A little known fact, according to the CDC, that 2.7 people in America out of 1,000 will be divorced. It's a staggering statistic. The reason I chose this particular topic of divorce is because it's both personal and painfully relevant for me. My parents divorced right after I got out of high school and left for the Navy. They divorced, and then in 2017, after 20 years of marriage, my own marriage nearly ended in divorce. And it was emotionally very impactful on me. It was impactful on my wife. It was impactful on our kids. I've experienced that in the ripple effects personally. I know what it does to the family. And it's not just a social issue, but it's also a spiritual battleground. The God-valued outcome, I think, is redemption. A biblical worldview calls us to view marriage as a sacred covenant, not merely a contract. So it upholds forgiveness, grace, reconciliation as powerful tools to heal what seems broken and even sometimes beyond repair. Encouraging others to embrace these principles can restore marriages, I think, and model God's love in action. This speech can benefit my audience by offering not only insights into serious consequences of divorce, but then also encouragement that the situation is not beyond God's ability to redeem. Thank you.